good day at once. So I am Eileen Unisola 19 years old. So here's my TED Talk topic. So my title is all about the power of small habits, how tiny actions can change our lives. So first, I want to start with a simple question. So, have you ever told yourself, starting tomorrow, I'm going to change my life? Or maybe you promise yourself that you will study harder, wake up early, exercise every day, stop procrastinating, or become more productive. At first, you feel excited and motivated. You create plans in your mind, you imagine yourself become successful, but after a few days, the motivation disperses. You become tired, you return to your old habits, and suddenly you begin to wonder, why is change is difficult? I believe most everyone has experienced this. We often think that success happens because one one big moment we think successful successful people wake up one day and suddenly become talented, disciplined or successful. But the truth very difficult. Most successful people are not successful because one big action they can't they can't successful because of small habits repeated every single day. So today I want to talk about something simple but powerful. The power of small habits and how tiny actions can slowly transform our lives. So let me tell you a short story. Imagine two students. So the first student only studies the night before the exam. He studies for many hours at once, but only when deadlines are near. And the second student study only 20 to 30 minutes every day. At first, the difference between themselves were small. In fact, the first student may even look more hardworking because he studies for long hours. But after several months, who do you think will perform better? So usually, it is a student with a daily habit. Why? Because consistency is more powerful than intensity. Small efforts repeated every day become a big results over time. This idea is more important because many people underestimate small actions. We think reading one page won't matter, saving a small amount of money won't help, 10 minutes of exercise is not enough. But small actions grow, just like planting seed. When you plant a seed today, you do not see a tree tomorrow. It takes time, patience, water, sunlight, and care. But little, but little by little, the, the roots grow deeper, and the plant becomes stronger. Eventually, it becomes a large tree. Our habits work exactly the same way. There is a famous idea that says we become what we repeatedly do. Think about that for a moment. Our daily actions shape our future. If if we spend every day learning, we become more knowledgeable. If we spend every day complaining, we become more negative. And if we spend every day improving ourselves little by little, we become more stronger and wiser. So the problem is that many people only focus on motivation. They wait to feel motivated before taking action. But motivation is temporary. Some days you feel inspired, but some days you feel lazy. Successful people are not successful because they always feel motivated. They are successful because they continue even when they do not feel like it. That that is why habits become powerful. Habits help us continue even when motivation disappears. So, let's talk about something many students struggle with: procrastination. I'm sure many of us many of us experience this. So, you sit down to study and you open your notebook or your laptop. But when you suddenly check your phone, you're scrolling through social media for just 5 minutes, then you watch video or you reply to your message, you tell yourself, I start later. So before you know it, several hours have passed. So then stress comes, pressure comes, regret comes. The truth is, procrastination is not usually caused by laziness. Sometimes we procrastinate because the task feels too big or overwhelming. For example, if you say, I need to study for 6 hours, your brain immediately feels tired. But if you say, I will study for 10 minutes, it suddenly feels easier. So that the small the small beginning matters because because when you started it become easier to continue. So small habits reduce fear and pressure. They help us take the first steps. And often the first step is the hardest part. Another reason small habits are powerful because they shape our identity. What do you mean by identity? Identity is how we see ourselves. For example, if you exercise regularly, you begin to see yourself as a healthy person. And if you read every day, you begin yourself as a reader. And if you practice speaking confidently, you begin to see yourself as a confident person. Your habits slowly change the way you think about yourself. And once your identity changes, your action also change. For example, a person who sees themselves as responsible is more likely to finish tasks on time. A person who sees themselves as disciplined is more likely to avoid distractions. Let me share you a short story. There was a young boy who was terrified of public speaking. Every day he stood in front of the class, his hands shook, his voice trembled, he avoided eye contact. He believed he was simply not good. He was simple, not good at speaking. But instead of giving up, he decided to practice one small habit. Every day he stood in front of the mirror and spoke for 5 minutes. At first it felt awkward and uncomfortable. Sometimes he made mistakes, but sometimes he forgot his word. But he continued. 5 minutes became 10 minutes, and 10 minutes became 15 minutes. After several months, he became more confident. Eventually, he was able to speak in front of large groups of people. So, what changed? Not magic, not luck, no natural talent. It was a part of a small daily routine. In today's world, many want instant success. People want quick money, quick fame, quick results, and quick achievements. Social media often makes successful look easy. We only see the final results, the awards, the achievements, the recognition, the successful business, and the good grades. But what we do, but but do not see the years of effort behind them. We do not see the sleepless night, the repeated practice, the discipline, and the sacrifices. Behind every successful person is a collection of small habits, repeated consistently over time. Success is usually quiet and slow before it becomes visible. Sometimes People quiet because progress feels too slow. Maybe the exercise for 2 weeks, see a little change. Maybe study hard but still struggle. Maybe they work toward a goal but feel stuck. This is where patience becomes important. Growth takes time. A river can shape a rock not because of great force, but because of continuous movement. Likewise, small actions repeated consistently can create amazing results. Even if your progress feels slow, never underestimate it. Slow progress is still progress. Every step forward matters. I also want to remind everyone that failure is normal. There will be days when you feel tired, there's days when you lose focus, days when you fail to follow your habits. Does not mean you are a failure. Nobody is perfect. The important thing is to continue. If you miss one day, try again next day. Do not let one bad, one bad day become a reason to quit completely. Success is not about perfection. This is about consistency. So now, I want everyone here to think about life. Ask yourself, what habit I do want to improve? Maybe I want to wake up early, become healthier, or improve your grades, save money, become more confident, or spend less time on your phone, reading more books, or become more positive. So now, ask yourself another question. What small actions can I start today? Not tomorrow, not next week, today, because your real change begins with small decision. Maybe your small habits is reading 5 pages a day, studying for 20 minutes, drinking water, exercises, exercising for 10 minutes, sleeping early, or practicing gratitude every morning. So, small habits may seem unimportant at first, but over time they can completely transform your life. I believe one of the biggest mistakes people make is waiting for the perfect moment. Then they say, "I'll start when I least busy. I'll start so and I start I start next month. I start when I feel ready." The perfect moment rarely comes. The best time to begin is now, even if your beginning is small, even if your progress is slow. Starting matters more than waiting. So before I end, I want to leave you a message. Your future is created by what things you repeatedly. As every small actions matter. So a small habit is kindness, can brighten someone's day, and a small habit is studying can build the future. A small habit of discipline can lead to success. Never underestimate the power of tiny actions, because small habits are drops of water. One drop may seem small, but over time, many drops can fill entire ocean. So, starting today, take small steps, be patient with yourself, stay consistent, trust the process, because success is not boiled in one day. It is boiled daily through small habits repeated again and again. And that's all for my TED Talk. That's all. Thank you.